That's a great way. Like, we just went live, and it's like, what kind of stool are we talking about?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good question. He said in the middle of the table, like, how is this gigantic fat guy getting in the middle? Is he like getting like a chainsaw and cutting his way through and then putting the
Sorry,
stool?
sorry. Beside the center of the table.
Okay, beside the center of the table. Okay. Because I was like, I'm picturing this guy either cutting through a hole in the table to sit down, or he's getting on the table, taking a dump, and just not getting off of it.
I mean, I
No,
can see that
fat
happening.
guy. A fat guy setting up his seat where he can reach the most of the table, and then he'll just. I guess for added context, it's Warhammer 40k and the obesity epidemic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can picture it now.
Okay,
Yeah.
welcome to the first episode of the Shednanigans podcast, the only podcast on the internet that very grossly describes stools on tables. I'm
Look,
the host, Daniel Duke. I'm joined by Distraction Crab. This is where you say hey.
wait, what?
Good
Fallen
enough.
Blood Tear
Hey, that's me.
and Reviewed Bread.
It feels like a job now.
Yeah, no, this is about the extent of the structure that I have. This and like I very hastily put together a sort of title card thing to put on screen. That won't be on screen when we do like when I post this on like Spotify and wherever the hell else we put podcasts.
We just make 90% of our podcast ad reads. People love ad reads.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Also, I'm very sorry from anyone that is going to hear all that is going to happen tonight. I'm so sorry beforehand, but at the same time, I couldn't give a shit.
What
I'm
is
not
there, like a
sorry.
riot going in the back room?
I think he's talking about us.
Yeah.
I like how Brett has the confidence to think it's something else that's going to cause trauma to the children listening to us and not our own vulgarity.
Yeah, so we can try to start with something like the morality of people or something really deep, and then we are going to enter in dick jokes. Don't worry about it. Like,
Well, I can help with the dick jokes. I got plenty of them.
so you know, I could start with a story that happened today, and it was I feel bad for a lot of people. So long story short, like I'm on a training to get a job, and the training grades every single person that is on it with points, and you have to get at least 70 out of 100 points to pass the training.
Yeah, you've
Uh,
described every test anyone's ever taken ever.
no, yeah,
Continue.
but fuck
I don't
you.
know. The UK is kind of weird, you know.
Yeah, so someone uses letters, but so the point is that only the people that were about 60 points at the start could join the training, and you should be able to improve 3 points by week during 4 weeks. And I got 70, so my score, my medium was like 73 at the start, but they did a lot of tests and it's kind of ambiguous, but at the start was like 73, 63. And today was again 73. Why I'm like giving this context. So the trainer was very disappointed at the people because, okay, you are lowering your scores, you are not doing very well and whatnot. And she proceeded and said the thing, but don't get disappointed or maybe your hopes are down because someone improved 7 points on only a week, and I was like, I'm the not flexing, it's just the anecdote. I'm the best student, quote unquote, student on this course, to call it somehow. So someone did really well, and she sent me like the score, and I'm like over 80, and I was, oh, it was I. So she was comparing everyone else with the best one. Their hopes are down. What do you have to do with that? Why do you kill the hopes of everyone like that? You can do it. If the best kid on the class can do it, you can also do it. Like, that is not how it works, girl.
I know you feel stupid, but that guy is really smart.
Yeah, so exactly. And I mean, like, why do you have to do that example? You just could be like keep shot or do a different example. But no, I was thinking to myself, maybe I get my grade down or something, and then I got my my grade, and I was like, "You're a bad person."
It's traditional Japanese methods of instructing and motivation. I had a teacher who did that too with me, with the whole class. It's like, yeah, you guys kind of did badly, but we had someone who got a 100 in the class, so
So you
yeah.
can do it.
You
Yeah,
just
No,
gotta
it's
stand
not
up
the
there and be
class.
like, it was me. Shame on all of you.
Yeah.
I
So
I
I'm
I
trying
abs-
to
I
go ahead.
absolutely have had that in the past with like ear training because it's basically just a lab where all you do is just like ear training exercises, and I got perfect, and at the end of the year everybody's complaining like, oh, this class is bullshit, like we could barely even pass it and so on, and it's like, well, this guy got 100%, so like obviously you guys can do better. And like, to rub salt in the wound, they had me teach the lab after I graduated. And I had the same experience with my students of like they're all complaining about how hard the thing is, and it's like, well, this kid, like, he hasn't failed a single one, you know.
So,
Oh,
so
you
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 are the
you
thing.
found a new smart kid?
I-
Every year you need a new smart kid before they
and
lose all motivation to depression.
and it's
Exactly.
an
If you don't
infinite
have a smart
cycle.
kid, then you fuck something up.
Mhm.
And also it's an infinite cycle because you finish and the smart kid is now the one who is in charge of the class.
Oh, you're training a replacement.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not training my students. I'm training my new replacement so I can be free.
You're
It's
never
like a
free in
curse.
the working world. In the
You're in
working world, you
charge
will
now.
always have a job.
Mhm. So yeah, that happened to me today, and I was like, "Fuck you." So anyone? Oh, I remember the worst thing that I could have remembered today. Crap! Do you remember last week?
I remember many things from last week, yes.
Do you remember the last part of last week?
I remember where
Of
I
the
killed you a
Saturday?
lot.
No, 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 no. That you said, do you know what is X?
My brain might be a little foggy from all the fruit
I
snacks
do
I've
not
been
recall
eating.
I do not recall the word because it was kind of complex, but it was kind of a sex move or something bizarre.
The only complex sex move I've ever done, or hold on, let me rephrase that. The only complex sex move I've heard of is the flying chandelier or something like that.
No, no, no. That you say like, have you ever heard about this? And we were like, no, we haven't.
Okay, I gotta go like watch the VOD for this. I didn't do my homework.
so
So
so we
I'll
can
go
Clear,
replace
you've
my
confirm
never done a
homework.
complex sex move.
yeah.
That's what I
Look,
heard.
just
look,
just just so
the
we have
sex is not
clarification.
complex.
You've never
Uh-huh.
attempted to helicopter yourself in the middle of some sort of sex position. You
I've done
use
other things.
using your
The
penis
Is that
as a
what
Oh,
pivot.
complex
the
is to you?
helicopter is an amateur move.
an amateur. Okay, so enlighten us with the pro moves, the pro gamer moves.
The real pro gamer moves. God damn it, English is hard. Anyways, the real pro gamer moves when it comes to sex is where you have your wife just lay down on the bed, just like starfish out, and you use a diving board to propel yourself outwards and try to dive bomb her pussy with your dick.
And you gotta really thread the needle.
That could have gone
Exactly.
in two very different ways, and one of them is significantly more concerning than the other. I mean, the
Well,
whole
look,
situation's concerning, but
it's
they
only concerning if you're bad at sex, because if you're bad at sex, you'll break your dick and go to the hospital.
great. Just
I
what I
don't
wanted
think
to
I
hear when
you could
mean,
coming
even get
in.
your dick
Thank you.
near.
You're welcome, Tight Night Slav. This is what your fellow streamers get up to when they're not live on their own channels.
yeah. So you can see the dark side of crap. Welcome very much.
I have no dark side. I am a perfect angel.
I feel like that Left 4 Dead play was the dark side of crap.
Wait, that Left 4 Dead play? What did I do?
He just
That was our night where
autopilots
Dan
everything.
yelled at us for stuff certain communities don't like.
Yeah. It's okay.
Hmm.
We've moved past that. We've learned we're better people.
Uh,
Marginally better people, but
have we?
better people nonetheless.
Have
Look,
we?
the only thing that's really improved in my life is I have ice cream. I don't know about my behavior.
So you're saying it's only downhill from here. As soon as that ice cream's gone, you're right back to square one.
Yeah, kind of. But I have ice cream, so you don't have to worry about it tonight.
Oh, so okay, so it's kind of your draw.
So you get
I
to the
mean-
bottom of a pint of ice cream. It's like this goddamn juice. They did it again.
I
And he
mean,
started to take
Where's
it
the
on
World
us,
Bank
and-
now? My ice cream.
look,
Yeah.
my ice cream does not keep my latent racism at bay. That is my complete moral compass.
I mean, that is not a very good moral compass. If
It
I
is a
have
good
to-
compass because it keeps my racism at bay.
I'm not saying that it's a bad compass. I'm saying that it's a bad moral compass.
So you want me to be racist?
We only want you to be racist in the
Maybe?
context of slapstick comedy. We don't really care about. We don't want you to be actually racist. We just want to pretend that you're racist for the point of a joke.
I don't
So
think I
most
can
of the
do that.
time.
I don't think I can do that. Hey, look, I don't want to hear it. Between all of us, since we started with our Phasmophobia and our porn remake game of Phasmophobia, Bread has been the most racist. I can go back to
Hey.
all of Danny's streams.
I mean,
And
that is
prove it.
debatable. If anything, the only one that is, I don't know, a clean soul, it's Dan, that he tries to don't be racist. All of us are a piece of shit. So,
He's Canadian. Of course he's racist.
Yeah, but I'm kidding. Wait a minute.
okay,
Exactly. Hold
no,
on.
No.
Being Canadian's not exactly something to be proud of right now, considering earlier this week we dug up a mass grave of like 215 native children that were killed in a residential school.
And a lot of those records were lost because of selling children and whatnot.
I mean, I'm sure that was definitely involved, but like on the one hand, yeah, it's super sad, but on the other hand, like I'm not necessarily surprised. Like I learned in
Well,
high
what
school
country
that
doesn't have a mass grade?
exactly. But like we
You know,
learned in
actually,
school that
I agree.
Canada was shitty to the natives. Like we knew that from the start. Like
Yep.
I'm sure there are plenty of other residential schools that have like the bones of children in the basement that we can easily just find and start a whole bunch of
I just
Oh, don't
uproar
tell me
about
those
it.
Catholic
I-
schools don't have
no,
the same thing, though.
I just
Oh, yeah.
realized that my country is the my not my country, like the half of my continent is the other side of the coin. We do not have mass graves that are made of racism. It's more like a cultural heritage. Most of our graves are sacrifices to a dark god by the Mayans or anything, but not racism.
See, I wish we could dig something
Plain
like
old
that up around
superstition.
here.
Yeah, like we are not racist. We just kill people. We do not discriminate.
Specifically, you kill beautiful people because you think your gods will like them.
If anything, be great with
Thought
us.
it would grow food.
They are beautiful. I mean, I certainly like them. The gods,
You know-
they must have good taste, right?
I mean, if they had good taste, they wouldn't ask you to cut out their heart. Because I'm gonna be honest, hearts are kind of chewy.
Good to know.
Eh,
And why was it always virgins?
Well, I
You know,
mean,
maybe
if you had a sandwich and someone stuck their dick in it, would you rather they had not stuck their dick in it instead?
Are we comparable to a sandwich? Is that all we are to gods?
I mean, I can make a
yes?
sandwich out of people. Trust me. If you like, I
No.
can make a nice salami sandwich out of a person.
Metaphorically speaking, we're sandwiches.
Yeah, you've ever seen people's butt cheeks? Man, you can do some stuff with that. Oh, and that's a good question. That's more like a hot dog. So the question is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yeah, hot dog is a
I
sandwich.
think that has been proven.
Yes.
Exactly. So there you go. Proof that people are really sandwiches.
I don't remember my buns being actual buns, though. I think that's just a metaphor.
Look, just go ask Ree to get a strap on and go find it out.
But if you go on the digestive tract, people are donuts. I don't think a donut is a sandwich.
I mean, you can make a sandwich out of donuts.
No, but just take it simple. The donut without cutting it can be a sandwich without putting another donut. Just the donut and maybe add something else.
If you use a chainsaw.
Without cutting it. God damn
Well-
it.
you?
Hmm.
No
I
crap.
didn't understand the question.
So we just have a donut. Is a donut on its own a sandwich? You
Well,
can't do.
can
You
put other
can't
things
fold
on
it.
it.
You can't
just,
cut it. You
just
can't.
fold it.
But I
You can
just said
put
you can't fold
ham,
it. You
sausage,
can't
or
cut
something
it.
like that.
But then nothing is a sandwich. Like then sandwiches can't be sandwiches because you got to cut bread to get that. I'm sorry, bread.
Yeah, but you can cut a sandwich in half and you just have 2 sandwiches.
Yeah, but you can also, cut a donut in half and have two donuts. Same thing with a bagel if you cut it correctly.
No, if you cut a donut, you have 2 halves of a donut.
Well, it depends on how you cut it. You gotta cut it
No,
horizontally,
I
not
have to
laterally.
disagree with you because even though you are going to have 2 halves of a donut,
Yeah, but then you have 2 halves of a sandwich. You can't be like, oh man, I cut a
No, you
sandwich
know,
in
like-
half and now I have 2 full sandwiches. Do you have 2 sandwich
You,
halves?
you know, he inadvertently made a good point where if you cut a sandwich in half laterally, you destroy the sandwich. Whereas if you cut it the other way, you do not.
See, this-
Exactly. You gotta be careful how you cut it.
This is the point where I just stop talking and pray that we stay on the topic of sandwiches and not go to something I feel
What?
questionable about.
you are
What?
just pushing your luck. You should
Do
be
you-
I
Why
quiet
am.
from
would
I'm
that.
go
not really
back-
sure how we went from mass graves to sandwiches, but we're here. And you know what? If that's what it takes, the problem is I don't really have any comments on sandwiches.
No,
And do you have any
what do you have
comments on
against sandwiches?
masturbation?
Oh, definitely. I've got dozens.
So
Like
do you feel bad if somebody were to masturbate into your sandwich? Is that the type of mayonnaise you want or diswant?
now
Well, it
if,
depends if you asked for it.
if if I'm consenting to somebody jacking off of my sandwich, then yeah, like I'm not gonna be upset about it. But like if I go to a
But
store,
would you consent?
now that depends on the person. But if I go to a
Let's assume-
store and buy a sandwich from some teenager that I don't know and I find out he jacked off into my sandwich, I'm gonna be disappointed. At least
disappointed because of
disappointed.
what? Because he
disappointed in
didn't
their
jack
behavior?
himself very good, or because he jacked himself, or he didn't come enough in the sandwich.
Yeah,
don't
like
know that
what's the
disappointment is
angle
my
of
first emotion.
disappointment?
My sandwich is too salty.
Oh
Not-
man, let's add a little bit of spice to that here.
Not
get some
not
taco
too
sauce.
squishy, not too
think we all know.
slimy, no salty. Okay. So what if the cashier or the one who prepared the sandwich ate a lot of bits of pineapple yesterday? It will change anything for you?
My expert girlfriend is telling me that doesn't work.
Yeah, no, from what
You'd still just taste semen in your sandwich.
Okay.
But I mean, it tastes a little
but
bit.
it's
it tastes
slightly
like better
sweeter semen.
Yeah, it's like slightly high quality puree semen.
I just want to remind you, Dan, that this conversation jumped to this point because of you.
Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware. I take
You're
responsibility.
the
But-
for it.
problem.
I am the
Alright,
problem.
So we have a side topic that's less sexual, and that is because we mentioned pineapple. Pineapple on sandwiches. We already know pineapple on pizzas is an abomination. What about on sandwiches?
All right,
Depends
so
on
we'll
the
join
kind of
you
the
next
sandwich.
week with our podcast of 3 people that don't include crab.
Everybody give a
never
round
had-
of applause for our special guest crab.
Ban pineapple.
Exact-
Yeah.
See, your chat agrees, Danny. Ban pineapple.
This
It's
is your
actually not
chat.
dance. Yeah.
Thank you, Tight Night Slav. I love you. I thank you for coming out. But I have to completely disagree. You are wrong when it comes to pineapple on pizza. Mainly because I have
And-
pizza in
Although-
the fridge right now with pineapple on it, so
Wow.
I feel particularly motivated to defend it.
You
Okay,
know, You know,
Yes.
I'm gonna
That
say this,
pineapple on pizza
Dan.
made you like react.
Oh yeah.
Danny, you've defended your pineapple pizza's feelings more than Canada has ever defended the feelings of natives.
Fuck
No,
that.
but
That is too true.
so
Hey,
let's
we
try
did
to.
something. We let them get vaccinated first,
That's you got a good
Yeah.
point.
assuming it's not a Bill
Uh,
Gates poison.
We are a
Well, at least
pineapple
they'll
on
get their
pizza
Windows
household.
updates finally.
so let's try to paint the line on whenever pineapple on what it's good or bad.
Pineapple on
So-
ham is good.
No. So we're going to start in the basics. It's pineapple good or bad? Just pineapple.
Yes.
Bad.
Why?
I don't like it.
Not a good point. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Why not?
Like
You're
no, if you
allowed to
don't
not
like
like it.
something, you
Okay,
No, this is
like,
fine.
so
This is fine. Like
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
we're allowed to have our opinions
I-
on different
Yeah.
forms of
I
pineapple.
think that's a good enough. Do you want semen on your food? No. Why? You don't like it. Good enough.
Well,
You don't
here's
have
the
to
thing.
defend your semen preference.
Here's the
No.
thing. Between the four of us, there's exactly two of us who have the names of food. And I think bread might be the expert here because he is the best thing since sliced bread.
I am.
No, but my point is, if you are able to have your opinions, but can you explain or elaborate a little bit more why you do not like the pineapple, or it's just like no, hell with that.
My taste
How
buds on
about
my
this?
tongue said no because it's nasty and bad.
I like it for the same, or dislike it for the same reason. I don't like Nickelback. It's everything. Everything about them is good except the sound. Everything about pineapple is good except the taste. Change
thought
the
you were-
taste, we're in business.
Thought you were gonna say pineapples sound weird.
Yeah, I was thinking about
I
that.
mean,
so-
if you were to shove a pineapple in your ear, things would sound pretty funny.
I mean, you're not bad in that. I mean, no, it wouldn't sound pretty funny. They would stop to sound.
So here's a question. Because I found out about this recently. You know how they have those ultrasonic water jets they shove in your ear to clean out like wax buildup? What if they had like a drill but like a tiny pineapple at the end of it and they use that in your ear instead? Do you think
mean-
that would be effective?
To kill you, yeah.
Effective at what?
I mean, that's a good question. I don't know exactly what the water thing does. Maybe move earwax, but there also could be like demons and bugs up there too.
I mean, I've seen enough of the internet to know that bugs have been known to crawl into people's ears.
Yep, I've seen one taken out of someone's ear. It is,
Also, I don't know why
it is
they
a
need
bug.
ultrasonic technology to flush out somebody's ear when a syringe works just as well.
Wouldn't
'Cause it
anything
feels
Sonic
good.
related be bad because it's your ear?
I mean,
I was-
look at it this way. Just think about the same reason that women use vibrators.
You know, when you said
But for your
Sonic,
ear.
I thought of the mascot of Sony.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Here, let's not shove Sonic the Hedgehog in my ear. It'll clean out the wax.
I don't know why, sadly. And let's do not talk about Sonic for the sake of everyone.
Sonic and
What?
the internet have not had a good history.
They
I
have a
don't
good
know. There's a
history
lot
between
of good
them.
Sonic porn fan fictions out there. I think it has a good history.
That
Talking from
sheds some
first-hand
light.
experience here.
I had someone read it to me while watching Game Grumps. Namely, Game Grumps read it to me.
I do not buy that.
Well,
they
you don't buy
describe
anything because
the
you're poor.
Visuals?
Oof.
I mean, trying to get a work. It's not my fault.
I know, I'm poor too, so I'm with you.
But yeah. So trying to get back on topic, that is going to be very
So-
difficult. So
So I
bread is going
guess
to go.
I'm the only one that'll eat pineapple on its own.
No.
Out of-
I'll eat pineapple on its own.
I will do it too. Yeah, but bread
Yeah,
will
why
draw
was
the
I
line.
ostracized?
Yeah,
I don't
you will
know.
draw the line at pineapple. Pineapple, and furthermore, it's bad. So
Yeah, it don't matter what you mix it with.
All right, so here's a question: is ketchup a smoothie?
No.
no.
It's a condiment. It's right there in the name.
I mean, I can use anything as a condiment. I can use ice cream as a condiment.
I mean, actually, it can be used as a condiment. There are
Well,
some
yeah.
plates that you put ice cream on them as a condiment. So yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
like
also technically
funnel
use
cake.
ketchup as a lubricant too, but I don't think your wife would appreciate that.
I mean, there is lubricant with flavors, so technically yes.
Exactly.
Why
So
you
just
gotta do ketchup dirty like that, man? Come on. Ketchup
I'm
is wholesome.
American. Ketchup was invented here, and even if it wasn't, it's American food. Therefore, I'm making fun of it.
It
Well,
isn't American food, but okay.
where was ketchup invented? Was ketchup invented? And wherever, apparently China. Well,
Take
you
it.
got you have to understand, anything made in China was stolen by England, and therefore is inherently American because we're really England, but you know.
If you say
I
greater,
think the
I'm going
English
to
might have
punch you
something to say
because
about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd be a little upset about that. Canadians,
Well,
on the other hand,
England doesn't like to accept the fact that we escaped them and that we're now the real Englanders, and they're just back there upset.
ketchup is not a
We're
smoothie
your
because it is
closest
Ooh.
cooked.
neighbor,
I like
and
that.
I
Uh,
like that
Well,
statement. Yeah, right. Liz,
I
take
disagree with
take the
that because
floor.
I can blend up cooked meat and make a smoothie.
Yeah, but you don't cook the smoothie.
Yeah, but you don't cook the ketchup either. You cook parts of it.
if you take a regular, like a real smoothie, not Crab's bullshit, and you cook it, is that still a smoothie? I would think no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no
No.
on that one.
You know, a smoothie has to be
That's
like
an affront to
cold.
God, is what it is.
Affront
With
to
the right
everything,
temperature,
even
you
to
can
Satan.
destroy the smoothie.
Is ketchup a soup?
I look
Oof.
at it this way: if you can't bathe in it and have it slowly fall off your wet nipples, then no.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can do
No.
that with ketchup. I've got news
Yeah.
for you. You can fill
No,
a
because
bathtub
it's
with ketchup.
no, because it is more solid. Have you ever
No.
had hot ketchup before? It maintains its consistency.
It depends
Uh,
on the ketchup. It depends on the brand. That
Look,
actually, it
just
depends on the
because you
brand.
guys have liquidy, watery ketchup that comes out of solution doesn't mean it's real
Well,
If
you
you
ketchup.
gotta
do
mix
not
it.
I don't
shake
know
your
what
fucking ketchup, is your problem.
I don't know what the
I
fuck kind
shake
of
my
ketchup
ketchup.
they're making down in the U.S., but here in Canada, you warm up ketchup and it becomes more like a barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know about that. Our ketchup has consistency, the real original American ketchup.
Nah, but
I
you
think
know,
I think you're lying to our face. You leave that for a week and then you just slap it on. You're gonna get water.
Dude,
You're gonna get water like every other ketchup.
I have had month-old McDonald's. I'm an American. I know this. I know my
mean,
shitty food science.
no, you
Well, if it's
exactly. You know
McDonald's
you're
related,
shitty. No, you know you're shitty food science. But
And ketchup is
your
shitty
food,
food.
no, your food it's a ripoff of others' food.
No,
So you haven't tasted the original thing.
yeah, like you stole it from China.
I mean, but at least we do not have that weird paste that you're describing us.
Our paste is the real ketchup.
At
You stole it
least
from
I
China,
can
we
bathe in
improved
my
it.
ketchup. God damn it!
well, are you
Yeah.
bathing in mixed ketchup or the shit that comes out first?
Well, definitely not the ketchup pre-cum.
I would argue if the bathtub was entirely that wouldn't be ketchup.
Well, yeah, that's not real ketchup. That's the whole thing. It's like it's all the other stuff that isn't the unsolutioned
No, this may be
ketchup.
controversial, but the ketchup it's the whole, even the pre-cum.
I don't know. I've had
It's
that
all
pre-cum
ketchup.
before. I do not like it.
No, because you have to shake it. That is a compound that you have to
Yes,
shake it
please,
because it's part of
please,
the ketchup.
please shake your ketchup before bathing in it.
So yeah, and you know,
Make
I
sure
was
to
That's the
shake
thinking,
the
lesson of
ketchup
today's
before you're making your
podcast.
pre-cum.
I was thinking about the statement. Ketchup, it's more like soup. So what is the difference between ketchup and tomato soup?
Well, soup will completely fall off my nipples when I get out of bathtub filled with it. Ketchup will not.
Uh, there is some soups, at least in my country, that are cream soups, and they are more thick, and they do not.
Yeah,
They
like
will,
a
won't fall.
mushroom soup ain't the mushroom soup stick on
Exactly,
your
and
nipples.
yeah,
That's not a real soup. That's a cream.
no, that is a soup.
You can call it a soup as much as you want, but you're just simply wrong.
No. A cream, a
Then
cream
what?
is
Then
a
what
topping.
defines a soup? We gotta scientifically define a soup. Then.
So first, it's kind of a liquid. What kind of liquid?
Kind of a liquid. Well, that's a lot of things out there. You know, the air's a liquid
No,
too,
yeah, but
right?
we
Well,
have
it's a
to
fluid.
escalate a little bit. Like we are just constructing the rules of a soup. It's kind of a liquid. What
Rules.
else?
Laws of soupology.
Yeah.
Is this going to be our new religion? We start supology.
We can work in the name a little bit, but yeah.
Well, we're not going to get touched by a noodly appendage. Instead, you have to bathe naked in a bathtub filled with chicken cream.
It depends on your status on the religion. If you're the filthiest scum, you have to bathe with the noodles. If you are the creme of la creme, you get in the real good soup that is only soup. You
But
know?
what if I like the feeling of noodles in my butt cheeks?
I'm
And
not
I'm
going
high
to judge
rank.
you, but do that in your home alone, not in our religion, please.
I don't think you understand how religions work. I'm supposed to make you listen to what I want. That's how religions exist still.
Yeah, but we haven't defined the head of our religion, and so therefore, maybe
Yeah,
we
but
are not the one that
you're
is
not a
going to decide.
priest. You're not a
Look,
priest. You're the guy who puts soup in his asshole.
well, here's the thing. I think I started this, so I think I'm officially the head priest of this religion. So
No, you didn't start the shit.
I'm the one who even came up with the name. Come on. You're gonna
What?
be like, you're gonna try to steal my religion from me? I
Brent
don't
was
think
the one
so.
who said supology.
No. Okay, maybe he did, but I'm the one who brought it up as as a religion. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the Pope of soup, and bread can be my vicar.
No, no. I'm going to campaign against your you being the priest of this new founded religion. So no.
Well, bread's not arguing, so.
Maybe he's
Yeah, I'm
muted.
just kind of letting the religion tear itself apart internally.
Oh,
Give it a
it's
few
gonna
years, it'll
start.
sort itself out.
I don't know. Scientology's still around, man. You know, all I need to do is convince like this one rich dude who has this weird fetish that this is now religion, and then I'll have all the money. And if you don't remain loyal, then you will get excommunicated.
Yeah, how do
Man,
we
I
use this to extort money from people?
I saw this video about I can't remember what the religion was. It was some weird cult in the U.S. and like, you know, it's typical cult style. Like, you know, everybody joins in and thinks they're going to a better place and so on, and then it ends with everybody drinking the Kool-Aid. But
Jonestown.
yeah, no, it wasn't that one. I
Oh,
can't
okay.
I can't
There's more
remember.
So
than
not.
one.
There's plenty out there.
Well, yes, it's America.
But yeah, like the guy I was watching, he like reached out to them because they still have a website up, and there's like one person that their job was to basically stay behind after everybody oh, it was the Heaven's Gate, that's what it was. And basically like their job was to stay behind and manage the website so that other people can. I think the premise was like there was a comet flying by and they thought it was a spaceship, so they had to kill themselves as it was coming by, and then they would be taken to that spaceship spiritually. And as I was saying, one person had to stay behind to manage the website, and like all these people killed themselves back in the 90s, and like they reached out to him in 2021, and like that person's still there managing the website, saying like, oh yeah, don't worry, the next time that comet comes by, I'll be fucking on it.
I think it will happen. Like,
Yeah.
that is the saddest job ever invented. Like, he's paying
When
him.
is it coming back? In like 2117? He's like, yeah, I got it.
Like, and who is paying him? Like, at this point, he's
That's a
doing that
good
out of
question.
his heart. You know,
I
like
mean, everyone needs their hobbies. You know, some people read, some people play video games, some people manage website of alien comments ready to kill themselves. You know,
no, but think about it. He has to manage the website, and to manage a website, you have to pay the storage, the server.
it's
And
actually pretty cheap overall. Like domain name is relatively cheap to have, and if you just run your own server, it's actually even cheaper.
okay, but
I mean, if
Yeah,
servers have
someone
to
no,
have
can
a work.
pay to run Ted Cruz for human president.com, There's shittier websites out there.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah.
I don't know. Let's find the shittiest websites. I'm curious now.
Let's
Shittiest
not.
websites.
No,
Yes.
you started bad. If you Google shittiest websites, you are not going to find them. That
Well,
is a
no,
thing.
but I'm not gonna find anything if I don't Google anything.
Hmm.
You
But
you
you have
you do it.
to engineer it like somehow.
Then you do it.
Well, what's the criteria for a shitty website?
That's a good question
Someone,
we have to explore.
so someone that is in a graphic designer, someone that has that website is the first website of that person.
So like,
Well,
are we
then
talking
every website is
objectively
shitty.
shitty websites, or like outwardly shitty websites, like morally
Ugly
shitty,
website.
literally shitty, like a website where people go to post pictures of their shit? Like that would be a pretty shitty
Well, I mean,
website.
at least one of those satisfies IGN.
IGN's just
Okay.
shitty. They don't have to have a website for it.
Yes, but I mean, that's how they
Oh,
make their
no,
money.
I just get the illumination. I got the realization which are the shittiest websites of all. Schools websites or institutes websites.
Oh, that is true. Anything used by my college for grades was awful.
So
Well,
I don't know.
you got to cheat people who don't know how to use technology, because that's pretty much schools in a nutshell. Technology, too hard.
Yeah, exactly. So if you Google any website that is from a college, an institute, or something like that, it's going to be shitty in all the ways.
Yep, I can definitely verify that for the 2 colleges I've worked at.
So actually, we have found the real answer of a topic that we take to that we have discussed tonight.
I was
Wonderful.
gonna ask if it counted if someone just tries to make a website and then it immediately doesn't work because they don't know what they're doing. Like, is that shitty?
No, that isn't even a website. That is just code at that point. If I
I
have to
mean,
define it
that's
somehow.
that's
But it
all
does a
websites
really
were
shitty job
originally.
at being a website.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
mean, I mean that's the thing. It's like I think we have to like try to judge how much effort went into it, because if we just like say, okay, is it shitty because they put low effort into it, then pretty much anything anyone does is going to be shitty.
no.
But
Take
what's
art for example.
what's worse is like a bare bones website that's just like straight HTML, no PHP, nothing interesting going on, but it's functional. It does what it advertises. Versus a website that looks pretty with all sorts of like different scripting stuff to make it look pretty, but it doesn't work. Which one's
You you
shittier?
you want to know something funny? The fact that you said PHP did pretty much describes what makes a website shitty. That's actually the thing which a lot of people who work on websites these days hate is PHP.
Yeah, also I
I
think
wasn't
that
aware
It's a
of that.
nowadays,
joke for the coders in
I
our
never
yeah,
learned.
audience.
nowadays we are
Oh yeah.
using CSE, I think. Correct me on that one, correct? Something CSE, I think it's called.
Well, everyone these days kind of like uses a web framework that kind of generates HTML dynamically and sends it to you. Because anything that you see up front is CSS, JavaScript, and
Mm-hmm.
HTML. That's pretty much all the front end. The back end can be anything from PHP to other web frameworks to other bullshit, and they all suck.
You know, everything sucks at the end, but that is not the point of this conversation.
Well, I mean,
No.
if you're a programmer, everything you use sucks, and only the things that you've used once in your life don't suck because you're too naive to actually use it.
They don't know that it doesn't suck.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back, I would rather use the pretty one. I don't know why, but I'd rather use the pretty one.
I'd rather one that just gives me text and says, click here for your virus, and then I can get my titties to move on.
No, I want the visual stimulation of yeah, I got virus, but at least it was pretty.
I mean,
You could
I can do
you
that
could
with the fuzzy
probably
donut.
you could probably graph and find a linear relationship between how shitty a website is and the number of download here buttons it has.
There's
You
definitely
know,
a correlation between the two.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be a quadratic, a positive quadratic correlation.
Or even higher. Not now that I think of it, like it can be
Yeah,
quadratic.
who knows? We should turn the science on this and have this for our next podcast. Danny, I leave the
Take
work in
notes.
your hands.
That's everybody's homework. Go research websites with lots of download buttons.
I just want you to remember that our homework for today was looking for a term that we don't even remember.
Oh yeah, I should go watch the VOD and actually wait. I don't even remember what I was gonna look up. Something
Yeah, our
about sex
homework will be to
position.
rewatch this podcast and figure out what the homework is.
That is the job of craft, like watching the bots.
Look, you can't give me homework. I'm the teacher here.
So we are not having you today, the next week. So okay.
Look, submit your homework or I'm failing you. You'll at most get a
Yeah.
69.
Nice.
I guess that is it 69 out of 69 for the score?
My grading scales usually tend to come out of 255. So I don't know. It's a good question. Like I try to deviate a little bit, you know how everyone does it out of 100? That's kind of cliche, and then you have like the UK that does it out of 100 but slightly different. Well, 255 is the correct way because that's actually the best number when it comes to computer science.
I mean,
It's great for if you're teaching computer science.
but for
Every other
everything else, it
subject, then you have
sucks.
to explain why the hell you're going up to 255.
Look, those graphic designers won't know what they're doing anyways. I don't care.
So yesterday was the anniversary of two major human rights events in history. One being,
I thought you were going to say human rights violations, but
well,
this is better.
No, crap.
there are also violations involved. First one being Tiananmen Square in 1989, and
Yep, Bean got in trouble with that.
yeah,
Yeah, the
and
day China's really mad that nothing happened.
yep,
I do not have any idea what
And
you're speaking of.
Stop
But
talking
continue.
about how nothing happened.
Instead,
Uh,
talk about how we stole ketchup from them.
yeah, exactly. We stole ketchup and replaced it with opium. Um, and then there's also the Killdozer in 2004.
Oh,
Can I
Man, that was a
request a little
really
bit
cool
of
fucking.
context?
So
Yeah, can I talk about it? Because I saw. Did you watch the documentary?
I did, yeah. I've seen a few about Killdozer. Um,
I'll let you go.
basically the long and short of it, this dude owned a muffler shop in like what's the best way to describe it? Like suburban
It
United
was like
States
small
somewhere.
town kind of.
Yeah, it was like a small town. So one day, somebody decides to build a concrete plant next to his muffler shop, and
Mhm.
in the process, they completely destroyed all access roads to the muffler shop. So he bought a bulldozer and he was planning on building a new access road, but the government said no. And then the people building the concrete plant, they cut off his water, so he didn't have any running water, and then he repeatedly got fines from the government for not having running water, despite the fact that he can't get running water because of somebody else's dickish moves. So
Yeah, they were gonna charge him the ass for it, and then like just wouldn't let him.
yeah,
The local government was fucking him over. Is the gist of it.
yeah, so on June, so he took that bulldozer that he bought, fitted it out with like 3 feet worth of steel and concrete to completely armor himself in, and on June 4th, 2004, he loaded himself into this sarcophagus of a bulldozer and proceeded to tear down the buildings of everybody that had wronged him in the past few years, from the concrete plant to government buildings that basically just ignored his plight. And
It was fucking awesome.
the best part is the only life he took that day was his own. He did not cause any injuries to anybody. All he did was destroy government property and the properties of other people that had wronged him. And to this day, he is basically the last American folk hero, being able to stand up for himself in such a inspiring way.
Yeah, because nowadays the ones that try to do that are just assholes that raid the White House. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, And that's a whole other story of like, oh, it was a coup and blah blah blah, and like they're trying to overturn the government. It's like they left after being nicely asked to leave. I don't like if any
I
other.
think there's
Oh, I'm
that
sure.
you're being a little too broad there, Dan. There was definitely some people that were there with guns and zip ties that said, "Oh, I found these."
Yeah, there are definitely people involved that were shitty people, but a lot of them were just like, oh shit, I've been dicked over by the government and I want to express my disappointment.
Okay. But yeah, continue with your point. I got my context.
Are we talking about the tank dozer guy? I wasn't listening. Yeah, Killdozer. Good old Killdozer.
So
I don't
you
know
were
if I
saying
could
that
ever
two
be.
big events were happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I just like saw people posting about it on Twitter, and I was like, that would be an interesting way to take the conversation. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he just
Okay.
saw the documentary. Wanted to talk about the Killdozer.
The Killdozer's fucking awesome, man.
I mean, I cannot blame you. It's fucking awesome, but I cannot add something, and the people that can, it's not going to add something.
I don't
Or
know
are
much
you?
about it. I just know he fucked stuff up and it was awesome.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that's the long
I
and
can
short
try
of
to
it.
picture myself being like in this dreadnought of a bulldozer, rampaging my way into buildings. That would be fucking awesome. But how would
But
he
like,
get killed? Like,
well, he took his own life after so like they had the military and SWAT teams trying to figure out ways to get him to stop and so on. The
Yeah, they had like
Killdozer
a
was
loader drive into him.
yeah, like the Killdozer was completely immune to small arms fire, like did not even flinch. They used like some explosives that it just fucking ignored. They even brought in another bulldozer to fight the Killdozer, and the Killdozer just fucking wrecked it. And the Killdozer was only stopped after it got stuck trying to destroy one of the last buildings that were on his list. And
when you
after it was
picture me that.
stopped, he took
Go
his
ahead.
own life, and it took several hours for the authorities to actually get into the Killdozer and
Wait, so
retrieve the remains.
how did he get in?
How did he get
Very
in?
He walked
carefully.
in and welded himself in there from the inside.
Yeah, basically,
Oh,
once he put all the armor plating on it, because he owned a muffler shop, so like it was just like
mhm.
lifted on top of this bulldozer. So once he put himself into it, there was no going back. Like he wasn't getting it. He didn't plan to get out of that bulldozer from the get go.
So
So
he's the representation of a dreadnought, but
yes,
with
pretty
wheels.
much. Yeah, that's
Uh,
a good. Well, it doesn't have wheels; it has tracks. But yes,
yeah, okay. You know when
But
you
I
say
mean, there
that
are
they.
wheels controlling the tracks.
yes,
Mm,
we're splitting
yeah,
hairs here. Point is,
You have a
Killdozer
lot of hair to
awesome.
split.
I think we all have a lot of hair to split between the four of us.
I don't think
How
we're
much
bald
hair
yet.
does Brett have?
Enough.
Enough.
so
Like I,
when
I,
you.
ha- I had a little thinning period, but it's not going bald yet.
Good.
It's there. So
So
when you
if
Let's
picture
just say
me
haircuts are
the.
fun.
if we all take our hats off and lay our hair down on the table, though, bread's going to be significantly lacking.
A lot.
I can't compare to Dan. He just since high school he's like, I'm gonna keep all of it.
The three of us are like that, so you're fucked.
Yeah. I
I
can go for a French braid.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do cut my hair on a semi-regular basis, but like it's not
It's
like
a
I cut a
story.
lot of it.
But yeah,
I'm gonna have to see a picture of Fallen because I picture him with like real short Colombian hair.
Oh no, he does not have short hair. He sent me a picture a long time ago.
Yeah,
it was a really time ago, like 2 years maybe.
yeah,
Not 2 full years, but pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't really like to take pictures of myself, but yeah, I can show you, I guess. But you know when you say that they weren't able to kill the killdozer with another bulldozer, in
yeah.
my mind there were like this show that were two bots fighting with each other.
Oh,
Killbots,
yeah.
Megabots. They are like Roombas but with sauce.
Yeah. Oh no, I
Oh,
used to watch.
BattleBots.
I used to watch
BattleBots,
stuff
yeah.
like that all the time. I always wanted to build
No,
my own robot to fuck up other robots.
so
We
I
should
know I
do that.
could.
That should be part of our thing. Fall and I can help program stuff. You and Brad can do the hardware.
I mean, I also can do hardware. I know.
To teams that have actual education.
Well, the thing is, Fallen, you're also multiple days of driving away from being able to hand off hardware.
Yes.
Yeah.
But between the
Yeah.
four of us, I think we could probably build a pretty sick robot. Like I got concept and design down. Between Bread and Fallen, we've got engineering covered, and then Crab can do the programming.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
build it. You just gotta find me parts and a design.
He's going to take the whole project by himself.
Just go to the junkyard, get a chainsaw, and start cutting off pieces of a car.
I'll weld them together. It'll have no mechanical capabilities.
Well, you'll make the joints, you know. That yeah, you're the engineer. Make the joints, and it does the thingy.
It sucks at BattleBots, but it's really great at being modern art.
I mean, no, the best battle bot will be the one that cannot be destroyed. It's a fucking block that doesn't do anything, but at the same time doesn't get destroyed. So he
Yeah,
wins by default.
You literally
That's
just
our
put a
submission.
block
Just
of
a
lead.
solid block of steel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
solid block of steel. Give it 2 tracks, and we'll just control it around. Have it try to whack it, and it'll just hurt itself in confusion.
Oh, I got it now. We don't even need tracks. We just need an arm on the bottom to like roll the cube 1 square forward. We wait till the enemy bot like kind of runs in forward in that one spot to try and like, attack it with like a saw or something, and then we just roll the 300-pound block of steel onto it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is our
only has one
project.
function. The only capability of our bot is launching itself to other bots, but it cannot be destroyed. So yeah,
You know, and I know what will be the perfect name for it. Because it's a giant fat block of steel that can only roll over onto other robots to smash them, we should call it the American.
The American.
All American Robot Cube.
Made by 3 foreigners.
Yeah, exactly. Just like American-made products.
made by 3 foreigners, patented by 1 USA citizen. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense.
What
Yep,
US
exactly.
citizen to collect all the prize money?
That jokes aside, that is the greatest idea that we have ever had. But yeah, so battle bots. And okay, we are tasked with to destroy it. What will be the bot to destroy that bot?
A welding torch.
A welding torch.
That's a
So-
good question. Americans are clearly invincible and the superior species of the world.
You wish.
What if
I
what
don't
if
think it can be done.
so same concept, but we add a noodle arm onto it and tape a knife to the end of that noodle arm, and it just flails around in random directions. Now how do we deceive?
I think you'd have to have a fast robot to try and get them to blow their load with like it's got one little rollover it can do. If it crushes you, you're fucked. But if it misses, then it's like inert.
I
So you just gotta
remember
deke it out.
I remember doing a lecture on on disruptive or violent technologies during my masters, and showing people that the box with the noodle arm with a knife attached to it, and just being like, yeah, like I'm not kidding, literally anything can be turned into a weapon. And like
Actually, yes.
I'm gonna
oh,
stab
man.
you with a carton of ice cream.
You want to turn ice cream into a weapon? That's not hard.
Oh, I know.
Actually, have you
It's the
seen this guy
carton of
on?
ice cream.
Killing you right
No.
now.
No, a carton of ice cream can be also a weapon. Have you seen this dude that turns everything into a fucking knife? this Japanese dude that has like an egg, it turns him into a knife.
You know, we should do something like that, but instead of turning into a knife, we should turn it into like a porn version of that knife.
I mean, we're
So
like
just a
kind.
knife with hentai on it.
That's where
No,
the
that would be
tentacle
like
comes in.
no. If we have to make a porn knife, it would be like a knife shaped as a dildo. It wouldn't be that hard.
I mean, there's a dude on YouTube that already went like dildo to dildo against Belle Delphine and lost, and I feel like he's got that market cornered already.
Wait. You're gonna have to elaborate on this. How do you go dildo to dildo with bathwater girl?
It was like a competition of like who had more sex toys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I
he
know.
thought
I
he
could
was
see that now.
thought he
I know
was
who
Interesting.
in
you
the
are
game and
talking
he
about.
lost.
So those were Delphine and
Critical.
yeah, critical. Yeah, yeah. I did saw that.
I don't know who that other person is. What are they known for?
Memes on the
Uh,
internet.
Oh, so
Yep.
they're just like they're a common internet peasant. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like Critical probably makes a lot more money than we do off the internet.
Yeah. He's
But
not
Yeah.
common. He's a real celebrity to whatever we are.
Danny,
Fucking
hurry up and get
plebs.
rich so we can call people peasants.
I mean, I don't really like to call people peasants, but yeah.
I mean, then call them plebs. You can call them many different things. Or would you prefer to rebel against the bourgeoisie?
Is
Okay,
that how
now
that's said?
I don't think so.
I think so. That's how I've always heard it pronounced.
Bourgeois.
spell it.
Bourgeoisie.
Well,
That's what I said.
Burguesia? Burguesy, maybe?
You're putting in the
Bergeron?
emphasis on the wrong syllable.
You're the wrong syllable.
Sorry. Okay, but I kind of got the idea.
This is a word I can never spell, but I can pronounce. Burgiosis.
spell.
I think it's
I
like
couldn't-
Burgiosis.
I couldn't even convince my autocorrect that it was a real word when I tried to write it out.
It's not a real word. I think it's from the French, which means it's definitely not real.
It is for the French, but some languages have translations for that word. So
Yeah, no, in
That-
English we just go with bourgeoisie.
Yeah. In French it's bourgeois apparently, which is again, it's if you've ever tried to learn French, it's all about adding word letters and other stuff that don't need to be there just to make it look fancy and then pronouncing it incorrectly still.
I mean, we also use
No.
bourgeois in English. Like bourgeoisie refers to like a group of people. Bourgeois is like an
Singular.
an
Yeah.
aesthetic.
A singular rich person.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about bourgeois. I'm talking about the bourgeoisie.
So what you're saying is we're going to seize the means of production and you know,
decapitate a bunch of people.
yes,
That's the
comrade.
Russian way of going about it. Well, technically, the French way is decapitation, but the seizing the means of production is the Russian way. I don't know if those are really compatible.
I mean, we can try.
Can we do both?
I mean, you can. You just got to pick a government you want to rebel against.
Pick mine, please. I will be
I thought your
gladly-
government was the cartel.
Like, I don't care. It could be anyone, but I will be glad to be thrown at the grinder just to solve everything that is happening. Pick mine and do the experiment with my country. Like, fuck it.
That's a true patriot.
No, he's not a true
Uh.
patriot until he goes to the Capitol building and smears shit all over the walls.
I cannot do it because we have kind of a Capitol building, but it's in actuality it is not because the real one was demolished by a fucking tank.
Well, then get
No,
the
the other
tank.
one's
That's the
already
real
dead.
building.
Yeah, so someone
Did-
already did that, so I cannot do it. Yeah,
Just go find the tank and go shit in the cockpit.
I wish it was that easy.
Well, apparently it doesn't matter what you do to the building because you could destroy it with a tank and the country's still shitty.
Yeah, you got to find something else to destroy.
I mean, the streets, the public property, a lot of things, but nothing has really worked.
Maybe you
Uh,
just need to outlaw what's like the country's national food where you live.
I think you just gotta murder the rich people. I think that's the only thing that works.
Well, you can't murder them. You have to eat them. You got to specifically saute them in mushrooms.
literally
But
eat the rich.
mushrooms? No, I
Yes.
mean, if we're going to resort to cannibalism, at least give us more choices, pepper, mushrooms, pumpkin, a lot of things, because rich people taste like shit, and mushrooms are not going to hide that taste.
Yeah, like
It's
rich people don't exercise. Like they're probably all stringy and fatty, and like it's probably tastes awful.
you
Poor
gotta
think
people,
it's
you
the
on
have
the
to
other
take
opposite,
this.
hand,
Dan.
like they gotta work. They gotta push themselves to be able to survive. They got meat on their bones, man.
It
Yeah.
is the exact opposite, Dan.
You think so?
Rich people are the ones that can afford to exercise.
No.
America's it's actually that way because when it comes down to it, the real cheap shitty food is a bunch of fat food, so you're more likely to be obese if you're poor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the rich people afford like trainers and dietitians, and
In this country,
Nano
isn't it
programs.
always the other way
machines.
around?
Look, I'm happy to have my Windows update injected into me. Don't take that away from me.
Okay, see, if you are glad getting Windows injected into you, you consent to having ads in your brain?
Look, Cortana hasn't started talking to me. She hasn't said any sweet nothings to me yet, so when she
No, but
starts doing that, I may listen to the ads, but I don't know.
Crab, you need to destroy the Halo. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Look,
Please watch
if
this
it's
bingo ad.
if it's put into a sexy Cortana voice and I get to see good things, I may not complain.
define good things.
I don't know. Something that's a complete paradise and I forget that I exist for a few days.
So
So
the
basically,
rapture.
Crab wants that one Black Mirror episode where they just like beam porn right to all your fucking walls, and then they'll yell at you if you like don't look at it.
Get over here and watch
Yeah.
this lady get screwed.
You're not watching the advertisement. You're a bad person.
But sadly, we're getting to that point. So I want to laugh, but we're really close to that. Take, for example, Spotify. They try to be nice, like, oh, we appreciate you. And they try to make you feel bad if you do not hear to them.
Oh
But
Oh
yeah, it's
god,
like,
basically,
oh man.
I absolutely hate Spotify, and I hate like the number one way to not get me to buy into your service is to have me listen to music, and then every half hour you give me like 5 minutes of advertisement that is super fucking loud compared to the music, that I have to like take my headphones off and sit there and like wait for the advertisement to play out before I put them back
and
in.
they
Oh,
try
oh,
to
dude, it's
appeal you.
effective. That's why I got premium for Spotify. I just wanted the fucking ads of shitty music to go away.
Why don't you just fucking buy the music yourself?
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to.
That's one of the reasons why I hate things like Spotify. It's like I'll pay for music. I have no problems. Like I'm signed up to like a Patreon to get like multiple songs
Stop
composed
flexing at
weekly.
us.
Look, it's only like a few dollars a month, but I'd rather do that than have to deal with ads or subscribe so we don't annoy the shit out of you. It's like I'm not an idiot. I know you're trying to manipulate me. You're like one of those crappy gotcha games. It's like, you know what you need? You need those huge cat ears and titties for your character. Give us money.
Uh, I will argue that Spotify actually gives a good service. You're going to hate me about that, but
I will always argue that they do not provide a service. They are merely a host.
yeah,
They're a
but
host
they are
that doesn't pay the people that host things on it, and takes most of
yeah,
the money for themselves.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
Taking
like
away
Netflix.
that part, yeah, taking away that part, like I don't know, Amazon or Nestle or every other big company, in my opinion, they are kind of good at doing so because you don't have to get off your way to find new music or even download the music because it's everything in one place instead of going around and searching places. I'm not saying that they are good. I'm just saying that they are
Except
good at being bad.
the problem is that they don't provide, like, they don't reinvest any of the money that they make into creating more of the service. They don't make any of their own music. They don't fund any music to be made. They don't have any sort of like independent record label like Netflix or Disney Plus or so on. They make their own shows as well as hosting other people's shows. But
Yeah.
if they want to make their platform about only hosting music, but then like they get to pick and choose who actually gets to have their music on the platform and continue to advertise themselves as being the like the be all and end all of music, then if you're somebody who pisses off Spotify and doesn't, or just straight up doesn't want to put their music on Spotify, it becomes a point of like, you know, like you can't even participate in the music industry because you don't want to get involved with Spotify, and
Yep.
that is the problem that I have.
Yep. Most of the music I find is primarily through YouTube because one, I can ad block. Two, I can find links to like where their stuff is, and if I like their music enough to either use it on my stream or just want to listen to it, I can actually pay them for it.
Yeah,
I like the argument I can ad block.
Oh, you can ad
Man,
block on Spotify.
ads are getting
Oh,
so
yeah.
fucking terrible on YouTube. It's like you gotta watch
Yeah.
3 2-minute ads, and then you get 6 seconds in, and you got another fucking 15-second ad right in the middle.
Oh, hold on. I can share something with you. I recently got monetized on YouTube, and hold on, let me go to one of the videos ad options for how you can customize your ad experience. Oh god, it's awful. So like you have a normal option to like just turn it on, and then you got three options below those for the types of ads. You can have display ads, overlay ads, sponsored ads, and then you can choose to do skippable ads, non-skippable ads, location of them before the video,
Please
during the
do?
video, after the video. You can like put them all over the place. It's so obnoxious.
No, that sounds
It
horrible.
is like
So if I want to be a jerk, I can just turn everything on.
yeah, you can, and they're all
Yeah,
on by default.
No.
I feel like if they just start beaming them directly to my brain, I'm spending less time looking at ads.
That's the one of the reasons why I will always say use ad block
well, that's
because
sorry.
I go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's the best part about not seeing as many ads in your brain is that they can cram even more in there. But
Yeah.
They are
But
in a
yeah,
second plane.
that whole thing is why I've always been against the idea of like things like Twitch or YouTube or whatever are considered services. They're hosts. Like they don't necessarily provide a service because they don't let me search for what I want. YouTube is closer to a service because I could find stuff that I want. It actually has good search features. But Twitch, however, oh hey, here's this 20,000 viewer person we might think you like, or here's this person that you unfollowed many years ago, but hey, who knows? Maybe they're not a complete racist jackoff, and you'll want to watch them again.
They've
we know you
changed.
came here for video games, but have you considered seeing somebody in a hot tub?
I know, right? It's like I can't even find like I participated in like
Oh,
a little survey for it, and it's like, dude, I want a way to find the stuff that I want, not your lazy popular crap.
I
Yeah.
was. Oh, you made me remember something that I was so mad. The girl wasn't long, but at the same time, she was very long, and that sounds stupid. But let me elaborate a little bit. I was on YouTube a little bit and watching stuff, and I stumbled to a video that was called something like "Why are boobs on Twitch so great?" or something like that, and I'm watching at this thumbnail of a girl streaming and speaking to people, and it was like, I don't know what bring me to click on that video. And the girl
Was it the
was telling,
boobs?
no. I mean, if you
When they're
if you
boobs, you
get
have
to
no
know me,
control.
no. But if you get to know me, it's like, hey, I don't care about boobs,
Well,
honestly.
yeah, you're more gay than you are straight, so
Yeah, it's more most of the time, yes. So it's kind of a joke, but actually, yes. So
I mean, I'm just going with what you told me, man.
yeah. So it sounds kind of funny, but it's actually the truth. But I don't know, I just clicked it, and she started to speak with her chat about, you know, I compel about the boob. The boob is not religion. People just click on me because of the boob, and okay, that is true, and I am allowed to do so because everyone is getting this good sensation, and I'm not doing anything bad. And I was like, hearing herself and getting a little bit more pissed with every sentence that she said, because I'm not against you being nude or expressing yourself, or if you like your boobs or anything, go ahead, do so. But Twitch is not the platform to do so. No, but everyone wants to look at boobs, so therefore, if I show my boobs, they are going to click. You
Yeah,
are the problem,
yeah. Well,
not
like
because you cannot do it. Go
Twitch
ahead, sorry.
came out recently about like recent policy, like their thoughts on recent policy changes and so on. So and they said like it's not against our policy to be sexy on stream or be a sexy person and so on. And it's
But
like,
then,
yeah, I get
yeah,
it. Like boobs are great
So
and
does
so
that
on, but like there's a difference between being a quote sexy person
and
and doing
sexified
something that's
things.
very sexualized.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've seen
Like a
people that have
bikini, mostly naked.
well, like
so
I've
is it just being sexy if I have a camera at my titties, a camera doing an upskirt, and then another one behind me looking at my ass?
No, that would be against TOS, actually.
I'm
that would
just
be
being
against
sexy.
TOS, but if you put in the corner a very tiny frame of you playing a video game, then it's fine. Um,
Yeah.
what I was going to say was that like um, I've seen plenty of people that have taken this whole hot tub stream thing to like and actually ran with it, and like I'm not necessarily opposed to somebody sitting in a hot tub and like playing video games or like doing something else, or
You're just being
like
yourself.
somebody sitting there in a bikini and speed running Mario 64. Like it like I've seen that, and it's like I could get behind that. But when like you've got somebody that's like very explicitly like I'm in a hot tub and I'm like dancing in a very provocative manner, like you it
You're
it makes it
sexualizing things.
yeah, it makes it harder for people to take Twitch seriously as a platform for creators and people
And
who aren't interested in pornography.
Dude, have you seen half the content on TikTok?
but I
I
mean,
have not touched TikTok
That's
and I
all
don't
it
want
is.
to.
but it's funny to me all the implications, because to finish with this video, she ended with something like, "If you do not like this, you are the problem." And no, I do not care. It's like you are taking things out of context, and it's even funnier that you are doing this in this platform. If you do it well, you are going to win a lot of money if you sexualize your body, and actually that is your objective. You are demonstrating me that. Why don't you do that then? So for me, it's stupid being watching even men or women sexualizing themselves on Twitch and being like, "You are just trying to console me," or "You are just a hater." Dude, if you want to get money being sexualized, do porn. You
Yeah,
Yeah.
have
go
the
go to
body to do
Pornhub.
so,
Yeah,
and you
that
will,
honestly would be a lot better in the end, because like I've
for
had this
everyone.
argument before, like with like the issue with allowing porn on Twitch, because that's essentially what it comes down to, is essentially softcore porn, is that porn will dominate the whole thing because that's how like stuff like YouTube and Twitch work. They use recommendation systems which are really bad at this type of thing, and they will always recommend to you the popular thing that they think that they can fish into your viewer history. Like that's
Yeah.
what they do. Like like I can go down and look at all the people that are being recommended to me right now. The first person is like, here's extremely popular person that you unfollowed a long time ago and they're boring. Here's a dude that's playing something similar to you watched a little bit ago. Here's this person doing the same thing. Here's person that plays the same game that you stream and watch from time to time. Here's the person that is playing, randomizers. They try to connect the dots with that, and it's
Mhm,
really bad at it because it doesn't pay attention to the actual content. It just tries to connect it with similar people, and I'm like,
mhm.
I don't want to watch some girls spend like 20 minutes instead of playing the game she was playing, being like, "Oh my god, thank you for gifting me subs 20 times in a row," and just not play anything.
You know
I
a good
mean,
example of the algorithm. Sorry, Dan. The good example of the algorithm is you crap with me. I watch you because I watch you.
Yeah.
I like to watch you to talk about things. I don't know, but I do not like Dark Souls, and
Yep,
because of you, I only
unfortunately.
get. I mean, just opinions, no?
Oh,
Like
the
we're
Dark
I know,
trying
Souls.
I
to
know.
be critical. So,
Yeah,
uh,
I know.
and as a result, I get a lot of streamers who only plays Dark Souls, and my feed is
Mhm.
just filled with Dark Souls, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
my feed's
It's
the
just
same way.
atrocious.
It's all
Yeah.
Dark Souls. It's like you played Dark Souls once and you watch people play Dark Souls, therefore watch more Dark Souls. It's like,
Yeah,
that's not why I'm here to
it's
watch
sucks.
Twitch, but okay. Um,
Yeah.
And can I talk about how the feed for YouTube kept trying to spoil Invincible for me?
oh yeah,
There's tons
like
of clips that start auto playing.
YouTube's
Mhm.
just bad for spoilers in general. Like
I mean,
if you're
YouTube
not
is just
the
bad in
type of
general.
person that watches things as soon as you see it, like you go to YouTube and it'll spoil it for you.
Yep.
But yeah,
YouTube, Reddit.
going back to the whole thing, remakes a good point of only like start an OnlyFans if you want to do that, because
You gotta
it's not that
advertise it too.
it's not that there's
That's what
necessarily
Reddit's
anything
for.
bad with people owning their sexuality and using it to turn a profit. Like that's fine. The problem
Yeah.
is that like there are spaces for these things, and when you try and change a space that isn't traditionally for something like that into being that, it makes it harder for the people that aren't interested in that to take it seriously, because
Plus, it's always
like
just going to be worse porn than Pornhub.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure like there's plenty of people out there that are like, oh yeah, people start OnlyFans and they make money, that's good for them, but like it's not for me. But when you start seeing like that start encroaching on your own life and you sit like, I don't want to see this, but now things are putting it in front of me, you get upset about that. And there's definitely a line in which people have to make sure that we don't cross, but Twitch has made it very clear that they don't care about the lines that they've set, and they only care about people that make money.
And for your
Yep.
sake, I'm not going to name people.
No.
Oh, we can already
Because,
we can already Google that.
As long as
yeah,
they're
so
big enough that I would never actually feasibly have to be in the same room with them, like Amaranth, the obvious one of the hot tub stream, like I doubt I'll ever have a conversation with her because I have no interest in such a thing. But
Are you sure tier 3 subs get Snapchat?
but you know,
That actually
actually,
got recommended to me one time while she was playing Hollow Knight. It's like, oh, I've heard of this person before, but I don't know what they do. I went and watched them. They played a game for 5 minutes, typed on her phone. Played a game for 5 minutes, typed on her phone. I'm like, wow,
that whole
such
yeah,
exhilarating bullshit.
I don't
but
mind
you know,
that part
Did
though,
you come
because
though?
like that's just
No, I'm sorry. That's not kinky enough for me.
like I love seeing streamers be able to get to a point where like they're doing well for themselves, and it pains me to be like, you know what, like you spend too much time having to like show your audience that you appreciate them, that like I feel like I'm missing out on the content that I actually came here for. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just like, it makes me watch more smaller streamers on a regular basis because they don't have to spend 30 minutes between playing video games to like go over all their alerts. I don't think that's a bad thing, but there's
Well,
definitely
the
others.
thing is like there's a difference between like something really big happening. Say like they got a 100 bomb all at once. But
Yeah.
like but you stop for like, okay, here's 5 gift subs. Like that for the first time that happened to me recently. Like And it is definitely an amazing thing. But I still kept going. Like I was able to read down, go through that real quick, thank everyone, go through my spiel, and keep playing my game and fighting my boss that I'm doing all at the same time.
I
Like,
have to disagree with both of you because this is something that is related to people. It is not bad as Dan said, but I
Yeah.
will be if that happened to me. I have to be grateful with that person. He's spending his money on me.
oh
If
yeah,
that
like
happened, no, yeah, I
As
get it.
as the creator, you definitely like you have the right to be able to react to these situations in whatever way you want. It's your stream, it's your channel. You can do it as you please. But that doesn't necessarily mean that like everybody that is watching you is going to be there to watch you gush about, the level of subs and donations that you got on your stream. Some people are there to watch gameplay content, and you as a
Yep.
streamer need to be able to respect that. Like if people decide they don't want to watch your content anymore because you're spending like 45 minutes scrolling through fan art that people have made of your stream that doesn't even relate to like what you're doing in the immediate moment, then like
Oh
you
man,
can't
what
be
about the
upset
people who
about
get
that.
up there and they'll beg for money and be like, "Wow, you fuckers don't even pay me. I'm just gonna turn the camera off."
Yeah,
Uh,
I've known plenty of small and big streamers like that, and I've immediately stopped watching them as soon as
There
they
was
became
like a meme
e-beggars.
of a girl doing that, like only $5, and I was cracking myself up. But
Oh yeah, the
honestly,
one
yeah,
where it's like, "Come on,
yeah,
everyone here can afford $5."
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that one. But if I have to confront the problem of being grateful and actually be doing my content, if it's something big, obviously I'm going to be, what the fuck? But my solution to that will be, people is going to come here to watch me do my things. But
Yeah.
also there is going to be people that will be grateful, or at least they feel a little bit, I don't know, happy. I don't know how to put it. If I greet them in some way, and I will do it at the end when okay, I stop my game. If you want to hang around in this quote unquote credit scene, you are welcome to.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's not like if somebody takes like, even if they take like 30 seconds, like, oh, that's perfectly fine. But I mean, I watched a streamer who got like gifted 5 subs, and they took like 2 minutes to deal with the 5 subs. Then they got like another 1,000 bits. And like, they're like, okay, let's spend another 2 minutes. And they just kept like rolling with it over and over and over and over again. It's like, look, I am honestly not here to listen to you gush about your money. I came
Yeah,
here for this
yeah, but
specific thing.
there's got to be a subset of the population that they pay him just to be like, "Oh, he's
Yeah, to
talking
feel
about me."
special, of course. Like there are
Mhm.
people who are like that, but I don't care. I find that obnoxious, and I will avoid people like that at all costs.
I mean, with good point because they are only there for attention. They scream for attention, and they will do anything for it, and that can be very toxic.
Yeah,
All right,
but
we
there's
we
also some people. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we got about like 10 minutes left, so if we want to start winding things down, if anybody has anything that they wanted to talk about tonight
Oh,
before,
yeah, my story. That was
yeah.
my thing.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we've
my
spent
latest
like
work
20 minutes
bullshit.
talking about boobs on Twitch, so let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, it's Brad's corner now.
All right.
The latest bullshit to happen at work was so there was this new girl that started like a week ago, and apparently like there was one day where she kind of missed a day, didn't call in, didn't nothing. Yeah, most places would be like, oh, I guess either they're sick or something, or they quit, and then the second day rolls around where she doesn't show up. Yeah, you'd be like, all right, new person, the weekend they quit, they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, instead of doing that, the manager was like, oh, let's send someone to her house to check on her. And
Oh,
sent the direct like the supervisor who's like this really fucking weird old lady. Likes touching people, just an uncomfortable person to be around.
Uh-huh.
And why why is that ever like a sane reaction? Like if my boss showed up at my fucking front door, I'm just gonna be like, no, and close the door.
You will deny the existence or the knowledge of that person, like open and who the fuck are you, and close it.
No, I just tell them flat out, we ain't doing this.
Okay.
like you come to my house to drag me into work, like that's I'm not bringing weapons into work, but you come to my house, that's a whole different story.
Mhm.
And the
Not that
best
I'm
part
gonna
is
shoot my boss, but my point still
we
stands.
didn't hear about this from the girl. The fucking bosses were like, story makes us sound normal and sane.
Oh yeah, just like, oh, somebody came and did one shift and then didn't show up for 2 days. Like, we should go and talk. Like, we shouldn't even skip calling them on the phone, skip like sending them an email. Let's go like 0 to 60, just go bang down her door and see what the fuck's going on.
You know how I
Yo,
picture
you
all this
okay?
situation? I picture all of this like your boss is trying to normalize this as a way to tell you we're going to stack the shit out of you. Be prepared.
Yeah, do they want to start taking my temperature if I want to call in sick?
Yeah, or something
Only
like that.
rectally.
So they are going to get into your house and they are trying to normalize it somehow. Being casual about it, I guess. Uh, and there was gossip around the topic. Like you heard people saying maybe it was this or that, or just being uncomfortable in general.
Like, did anybody
Yeah, no,
tell
we
them
fucking
that, like, that's fucking weird?
no. I think we all just kind of like, oh, okay, and then yeah, we shit talk them aggressively.
Not passively, aggressively. Okay.
I would have been the one person to be like, that's fucking ridiculous. Why would you do that? Like,
Get out of my home.
don't go to people's houses.
You know,
We're
I'm
already trying to
just gonna
get
be
the old
frank.
lady to like stop touching us.
Yeah.
She's real huggy during a pandemic.
So
Exactly.
are you guys hiring like a records manager or something? Because I'm sure I could make some changes in the workplace there. So,
Uh,
sounds like a place
we
where my
build
skills are needed.
yeah, we build mining equipment, so I'll be sure to put in a real good word.
I know a guy
Basically the same thing.
who's got a degree in library and information science. So if we've got any databases that need to be databased, we can database them.
He can
Actually, I think all
also
our
call you
IT
guys
guys are
idiots.
Colombian.
Yeah.
I think they're in a gang.
But you said that this was even weirder than the other one, but I find the other one weirder. The other story.
Well, okay, well that guy was weirder,
Yeah, no,
like
that's
himself.
like,
But this is the management being weird.
yeah, no, like,
Yeah.
if he were to tell both of those stories to me and ask me which one I thought would get violent and inappropriate, I'd go with the latter. I'd go with the person, like the supervisor going to somebody's house, because that's fucking weird. Like, watching
But what's
porn at work, like,
important of
that's,
this?
I
yeah,
don't know.
but
You'd
that's
have to
like,
tell me what kind of porn the guy was watching. Because if he's into like some of that weird violent stuff, then you never know.
that's
I was really
definitely,
questioning his habits too.
like, it's questionable, but like it's not necessarily hurting anybody, and like I don't
Oh,
think that
I
he,
think the woman he was watching porn 2 feet away from, sharing a desk, would disagree.
more than
Yeah,
likely, yes,
exactly.
but you know, that's beside my point. Like that's something that we can easily deal with. Like, even if it does escalate, like, we're in a workplace with a bunch of different people in it. We're not leaving the workplace to go to somebody's goddamn house.
But
Like,
what is easier to deal with? Just trying to reubicate a new worker in a new workplace, or just do not opening my door?
um it's not necessarily that I feel like that it's like a one-sided altercation. Like it could go any number of ways. And the
Mhm.
fact that like there aren't other people around, like, other than, you know, the possibility of like people walking by or people in their houses, which in the middle of a workday probably not going to be very many of them. Like that situation can go any number of ways. I don't think that creepy touchy supervisor is going to necessarily be the biggest problem here, but like you've got creepy touchy supervisor versus person you don't even know. Like that clearly has not come
Well,
into
if you
work
go
for the
watch
last
porn
2
with them
days
for a
and
little bit,
doesn't
you'll
want
get
to
to
be
know them.
involved. Yeah. Exactly. Whereas like porn watching guy, you know what his deal is. Like he sits there and he watches porn. Like, you know, he might get up
You
and
know what
spend
you're
10
dealing
minutes
with.
in the bathroom, but like you know what's going on. You don't know
Okay.
like you're not worried that like you give that guy a wide berth because you don't want to shake his hand sort of thing, but like you're not sitting there like, oh man, like he's out of sight, out of mind. What if he just fucking busts down the wall and like, you know, one of my coworkers
right
gets
at you.
assaulted? Like,
So it's more like a situation that you rather be with the devil that you know that the devil you don't.
yes,
Okay.
that's a good way of putting it.
Okay. Mm, you know, it's we
At
need more
least
time to discuss this.
at least I know what creepy masturbator guy is up to.
I still
mean-
have so many questions. Like, just
just-
how does he decide a video? Do you think he does he spend a while?
I
Does he
mean,
just
he
put on the
probably
first crap he
spends
sees?
some times massaging a little bit,
No,
and when he
no,
finds
no,
the
no.
right video,
You can actually define that really easy. If you were there, or you can gather more information. When he was watching porn, he was twitchy or moving his arms or something like that. If that, he's the kind of dude that finished before he gets a video.
here's the
See, I
question.
can't.
See,
Go
that's
ahead.
when
Do you have
you
access to internet records? Just like look up the pages and go like reverse check all the tags on the videos, and then you can then you can get some data on that.
oh yeah.
I don't, and I don't even know when he did it because he was doing it before I got hired.
Oh. So
I've
it's more
never
like
seen
an
it
egg.
firsthand, but yeah, no, I was told after the fact that he's porn guy.
Jack there in the corner, he's the porn guy.
She said there was a girl riding, so it definitely sounded like it was straight porn at least.
Eh,
Okay.
I could go in any number of directions though.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that's going on there, who knows? Maybe the guy's like tied up with a bunch of weird hentai tentacles too.
Who knows?
Yeah, I guess they didn't stare enough to really get a good gist of like what the plot was, you know?
Yeah,
Maybe it was a
Jack could
virus.
just be Jack could just be an unfortunate victim here. Maybe he's watching normal porn and the lady just has a bias against him.
Or yeah.
See,
Or maybe he downloaded something that he shouldn't, and he got porn on his desktop, and he was there processing the information. And
No, he pulled it out separately on his phone. He didn't have enough screens to work and do porn at the same time, so he had to bring his own.
so,
so
so to put a
he
little
was
bow on this
multitasking porn.
conversation here, you should go up to him sometime and say, "Hey man, working hard or hardly working?" And if he doesn't respond with working hard, call him a fucking liar.
So apparently there is an Android
Yeah,
app for Pornhub
immediate
for Android.
confrontation. You lying workplace masturbating piece of shit.
You're definitely working hard.
What do you want me to just give him like a firm ball grasp too to check?
Yeah, like you got to massage them, make sure they're empty.
I mean, if you want to go that far, then sure. But all right, well, so I think 90 minutes is I've been told 90 minutes is the appropriate length of a long form podcast. So we can certainly go farther, but in terms of like trying to make this podcast some like an easily consumable thing, from what my research has told me, 90 minutes is like the best thing to shoot for.
We could go farther, but nobody's gonna watch it.
Yeah, that's the problem here.
Now you got to break it up into like 15-minute video segments so you get more ad money on YouTube.
How about we don't? That requires more work from me. Okay. Talking points for this podcast, we had best in class, first or last, our donuts a sandwich, bathing in ketchup, shittiest websites, Killdozer and other violent robots, the bourgeoisie, ads, boobs on Twitch, and invasive coworkers.
I
like
think
that
the boobs on
resume.
Twitch will be our best.
I mean, that was like 20
We're gonna
minutes.
build our clout off the boobs on
Oh.
Twitch. Like people click expecting boobs, and then it's just 3 dudes or 4 dudes talking. Yeah, 3 dudes and a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny, you need to start another Twitter account so you can like go off and cause random drama and create clout.
Create something
Oh, yeah,
that we can
outrage marketing.
discuss.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only way we're gonna be successful here.
But yeah, like I agree with that. Let's cut it short because
Yeah.
we can get hours. uh,
Yeah. I'm not gonna argue with what people have gleaned out of the various algorithms that dictate how podcasts are consumed, but people like Titanite Slav have enjoyed it so far. So I'm assuming that we can work with this. So
All right, Crab, do our outro.
this is the Shednanigans podcast.
And you should cut that.
Right there, just that's it.
Just edit that out. That 15 seconds didn't need to happen.
Yeah. Anybody have any closing remarks? Crab, are you doing anything interesting on your channel coming up?
Do I ever do anything interesting?
no.
Oh yeah, this is
Sometimes.
the part where they plug their Patreons and all that.
Yeah.
We should make one.
Find you on Instagram. All right, so Crab has his own Twitch channel, but apparently he doesn't do anything interesting over there. I have my own Twitch channel, which I also don't do anything interesting on, so don't come watch me.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Dan. What's your Twitch?
That's it.
And I
All
will
one
say-
word. Dan, what's your Twitch?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
And I
That
will-
actually, we should change your Twitch name again just to that.
And I will
I gotta
say
be
something.
consistent with the podcast.
Yeah, and I will say something, but actually I'm too busy to do anything else. So
Yeah, I was gonna
Let
say
me-
Fallen stream sometimes, but I think he's too busy to do that right now. So
yeah.
and then Brad, the only thing you do is with me. So everything else
So,
is
yeah.
not online entertainment related, I'm sure.
So are we good to quit our jobs and just do this full time?
Oh
We're
hell
set?
yeah. One episode of this podcast, we're golden.
I don't have a job. Can I have one so I can quit it?
There you go. You
You
can
can probably
quit the
apply to McDonald's or
podcast.
something.
Dan, hurry up and make this money.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best, all right?
When do the death threats happen?
When Dan starts that Twitter clout channel thing,
Well, we already talked about politics and stuff, so I'm sure they won't be far.
But yeah. So
Anyway.
actually, for the first one was really good. So I actually feel comfortable with this format of shenanigans.
I just like the fact that I don't have to pick a game for one night a month.
I had an idea too. That shitty gridiron game.
Yeah. No, we'll do
Danny,
that next
you
time.
just need to do randomizers. Just give in, and just do randomizers.
Start doing Earthbound
Okay.
randomizer.
Okay, goodbye,
Do
everybody. Tune in next week to see if this podcast survives.
Or if we kill it on the spot.
The first Saturday of every month we'll do this, but next week's gonna be our normal gameplay stuff. So we'll do something, whether it be like Magica or Robot Football or some other Shednanigans. But for
You
now,
think you'll be able to put up with Magica?
that's questionable. But for now, thanks for watching or
I think we can
listening,
beat the game.
everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys later.
And remember,
Yeah.
MeUndies.